morning, fellow wanderers. So we spent a beautiful night here at the beach in Rhode Island as we make our way up the coast towards Maine. One question we get asked a lot is, how do we make money on the road? So in this video, we're going to tell you all about our work setup, what we do to earn a living, and give you guys some ideas of how you can live your digital nomad dream. So before we tell you about what we do for work, we want to give you some ideas about what we do to make work work. The first of which is this guy right here, which is our cell booster. So the cell booster has been awesome because what it does is when you're in an area with little to no service, it makes a huge difference and it increases our cell reception by at least 1 to 2 bars. Now when you're in areas that have decent reception, it really doesn't make all that big of a difference, but for those times when you're in the middle of nowhere and you need cell reception or you need internet, this one's a lifesaver.
So the WeBoost really only helps our cell phones, but it doesn't create a hotspot in the van for our laptops. So for that, we actually have 2 solutions that we put here in the van. So the first one we have is actually, ironically enough, just another cell phone. This is one through a company called Visible Mobile. And Visible is, I think, like a subsidiary of Verizon. They run off the Verizon network. I'm not really sure what their relationship is though. So what we did is we got a Visible phone plan, and that allows you to create a hotspot from this phone. And the reason we did that was so that we had one dedicated hotspot in the van, so we didn't have to use our phones and constantly be turning them off and on. When one of us leaves the van, then hotspot leaves. So we keep this one in the van. It's relatively inexpensive as far as cell phone plans go. And then the second thing that we have, oh, and the good thing about this one is that the WeBoost does help out with that. And the second thing we have is, because we found that Verizon works really well in some places, but not other places, we wanted to get an AT&T Hotspot. So this is the best thing that we have in the van in order to keep us connected through our laptops. And this is AT&T Hotspot. Verizon calls them jetpacks, and they're just hotspots. So, you know, you go to the AT&T store, you get one of these with a plan, they have SIM card in it, and these work really, really, really good. And the reason for that is because the cell phones, they only have 1 antenna in them. These things have 2, which I'm not going to get into exactly how it works because I don't even understand it myself, but it makes them work much better, especially because we can add these external antennas onto them. So it actually has these 2 ports we plug in here, and then here's the antenna. And then we kind of just aim this. We put it on different windows throughout the van until we find the one that gives us the best signal. And this one works exceptionally well. So there we go. Those are our hotspots. Okay, so now let's talk about Workspaces, where we actually physically do the work. This is one of the best ones. This chair swivels around. We have a desk right here. It's close enough to the fridge to grab a drink out of it. And so this one works really well. We also will just sometimes kind of sit up in bed or even lay down in bed. Yeah, it works. We make it work.
So sometimes Paul and I are both on calls or making videos at the same time, in which case one of us has to work in what we lovingly refer to as the back office, which also happens to double as a toilet and a shower. And it's actually pretty nice because there are some doors here that you can close off to get a little privacy, and hey, you can't beat that view. There's a nice screen here you can put up as well just to keep the bugs out, but I gotta say, I don't mind working back here. And sometimes you can take care of business while you're taking care of business. Consistent cell reception and good internet is definitely needed in order to work from the road. But what's equally important is the power required to run those systems. We're lucky in that we have a Winnebago Travato National Park Foundation edition, which comes with over 11,000 watt hours of power due to the lithium battery pack. Now, lithium, of course, isn't required. We have many van life friends that don't use lithium, but for us, it's been great because we have more than enough energy to run all of the devices that we need, and we can also run the air conditioner when it's hot, which Orlando definitely appreciates. And of course, anyone who lives in a van full-time knows that you don't actually live in a van, you live out of a van. So when the weather's good, we like to do some work outside, set up these nice canopy chairs that provide some shade, and enjoy the view. So as you probably have guessed, Paul and I both work full-time on the road while we're traveling around the country. So we'll tell you a bit about what we do in order to earn a living on the road. So I guess we can start with me. So I'm a trained speech-language pathologist, and I kind of transitioned to doing more online, remote, and consultative work, which is great. And this is something that we're seeing more and more of now, especially during these times when everyone's going remote, is a lot of people are transitioning from jobs that may have required direct one-on-one person interactions to something more remote. We have a lot of friends that have actually asked their bosses if they can go remote or stay remote so that they can transition into a van, and a lot of people are able to do that, which is nice.
Yeah, so I think what's really cool is that anyone can sort of hopefully transition their job to this lifestyle, but what we really love and prefer is to kind of we became our own bosses.
Yeah.
So I used to be a lawyer in New York City, but I gave that up a few years ago and started my own e-commerce businesses with Chad. Yeah, basically we sell on eBay and Amazon, and we do it completely online. So we don't have any stock, we don't have a warehouse, we don't have the inventory.
We barely have a bathroom.
We barely have a bathroom. So it does allow us to do it on the road. And the great thing is that since we own those companies and Chad owns his speech pathology business, we set our own schedules. Mm-hmm. So we do things when we want to do them. I kind of think of it as like time arbitrage, because we can work really early in the morning, really late at night, and spend the day exploring somewhere.
We can set our own schedule, which is nice because we can explore parks during the week when ordinarily it wouldn't be as crowded. But with that also means that we can work really late if we need to, and sometimes we wind up working more than 40 hours a week, while other times maybe we'll only work 5 or 10. So it is nice to have that flexibility.
Yeah. And Orlando, he just comes along for the ride.
His job is just to be cute, but he thinks his job is to protect the van from people, from mice, from strong breezes or suspicious sounds.
And he can do that from the road.
Yeah.
I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs who are finding ways to make money online, and all those could be transitioned to something like van life. So, any skill that you have, just see if there's something that you can apply that to making money online. If you're an artist, there's a lot of graphic design work that needs to be done. Photography, you can go take stock photographs and sell them on websites. If you're a video editor, there are YouTube channels that are getting big and the people don't want to spend time editing videos. They can send you the videos, you can edit them. Just so many different opportunities out there. So it's really exciting.
And even if what you do requires like in-person interaction, like a teacher, we have a lot of friends that are ESL teachers or even middle school and high school teachers that are on the road doing it remotely. So there are a lot of options out there. And while some people might think you're weird for traveling around the country in a van and working, secretly, they're just going to be really jealous.
Yeah.
If you like that video and want to see more questionable van life content, make sure to hit that like button below and subscribe if you want to see more. Also, if you're interested in finding out more about how we installed our WeBoost cell booster, make sure to click the video up here.
It's in front of my face.
Oh yeah. Until next week.